Ta-da. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Grant.
How are you?
I'm doing so good. I'm doing so good. So good.
Good.
Now, how are you?
I'm all right, actually. Yeah, the weather's starting to get a little bit nicer here in the UK. The sun's been shining all week, and I think it just brings out the best in people when the sun is shining. I think so. Yeah. Although I did realize I was supposed to be at a stage hypnosis training this evening,
Oh,
but you know me, Jim. I'm a man of my calendar, and I realized
yeah.
I was actually in three places at once. Um, So I had a live stream that I was doing for Be Live, a live stream that I was doing for me, and I was supposed to be at a stage hypnosis training in Blackpool, which is about 2 hours drive from here. Um, which I felt quite bad about because it's the one we mentioned last week on the show. Alex
Right.
Smith was doing that. That was
Yeah.
great. But what was interesting is that a couple of people messaged me to go, "Are you going to Alex's training?" And I've gone, "Absolutely, I will be there." And then didn't go. So, but I'm sure they will have a great time there as well. He's very forthcoming with sharing of his knowledge. So yeah, so that's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, how's
Great.
how's your week been? I mean, you were on the stage hypnosis mastermind.
I was. It was a great experience. Loved hanging out with Paul and the gang. Well, except for Grant. He's too important doing his live streams to show up and hang out with the other stage hypnotists.
I
No,
must
it was
admit,
it
I
was
felt
great.
terrible when I saw that. I'm like, what? I weren't invited. That's what it was. I weren't invited.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm having a great week. Things are coming together with a lot of stuff, and I'm heading down to Phoenix, where it'll be nice and warm this weekend.
Nice, nice. What is the weather forecast for Phoenix?
I think I saw it was 75.
What's that in real money?
Oh, in you guys's, I don't know, about take off 35 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember the warm. How's that? It's just warm.
Well, we'll go with warm. Yeah,
Not
I
not
was
too
trying to do
hot,
the
but
math,
warm.
and yeah, warm, warm. That's all you need to know. It was warm. So yeah,
I dated
that's
a
good.
Canadian once, and I was starting to learn the metric system, and then we broke up, and I was like, there's no use,
Yeah,
no need. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway.
I know when I was the first time I was in the US, I hired a car to go down to Hoover Dam, and it was a great experience. But it's completely wrong the math in my head. But I remember being on the freeway um, and seeing the sign. I think the sign said either 50 or 70 or whatever it was. And I was
Mhm.
doing whatever speed I was doing. But in my mind, I'm like, oh no, it's okay. It says 50, but that's in kilometers and I'm in miles an hour. So I'm okay to be doing 70 because this is in this. And I was trying to figure it all out. At which point, a police car behind me went, whoop, whoop. And I thought, oh no, I'm going to get done. It turns out I got it completely wrong and I was going way too fast than what I should have been doing. But they didn't stop me. So I was quite happy. But yeah. I always seem to
Lucky
drive
guys.
over there, but I'm not very good at driving over here, and so
Ah,
I'm worse driving. I mean, you've been in the car with me actually, Jim, so
I
you
have.
you know you know what a fun experience that is.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, conference talk. We have the NGH Solid Gold Weekend.
Yeah.
Boom.
Solid gold.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a great weekend.
It does sound like a great weekend.
Yeah.
Um, we used to have a show here when I was a kid called Solid Gold, and it was just ladies in leotards dancing around. It was freaking awesome.
Well,
Um,
yeah,
probably
that is what the NGH should have.
I'm guessing they do. It's in Vegas, so probably there's some stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that is
good
cool.
timing.
Yeah, so that's it. That should be a good one. It's nice because it's all starting now with the conference seasons coming up.
It is.
So it's not. When is it for the Pacific Northwest? That's not far off.
June 3rd and 4th.
Nice, nice. And we
Yeah,
got Heartland's coming up.
Heartland. Yeah,
Looking forward to
and then
Heartland.
me too. Yeah, connecting with Salish and those guys that you don't see anywhere else.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I must admit, I read the schedule the other day and then got confused. It was only halfway through when I've gone like, oh, they're speaking again. And I
Oh,
realized it was actually last year's schedule.
oh.
What? Like, oh yeah, that'll be why. The big bold letters at the top that said 2022 should have been a good indicator. Um,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
hoping for that schedule to get out soon because I know we both have a post conference there. We have
yeah,
talks, and I know I've got a pre-conference. You're not sure if you do or not because you don't keep track of what you.
Do you remember the dowsing rods? Like the rods
Yes.
that people use?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That's how I manage my calendar.
You know what I think is funny about this, and the fact that you messed up this calendar because you just talked about last week how you have this new calendar system that always you're spot on now. And
Always,
so organized. And
always on.
I was in such calendar envy then. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, I want what Grant's got going
yeah.
on. And it turns out that
Sometimes operator error. I think part
yes.
of my language, but the whole thing is what is it? Shit in, shit out. So,
Exactly.
so
That's the
yeah.
toughest thing is actually setting up the events and all that stuff. So yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I used to have a terrible habit, and I'm better now. Of especially with my phone calendar, is I'll add it on the date, but I'll let the phone choose the time.
Oh.
So I'll be like I know it's a big thing that I'm doing that day, so I'll go right. That's half a day thing, so I'll put that in, and I'll not actually put in the times. It's in there, so that's
Right.
why I need structure.
Right.
Yeah. I need someone to take care of all of it for me. I need like a sugar mummy that just looks after me. I don't need to work at all.
Even better. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's Joy up to? Is she gonna go?
That's the pro tip.
Exactly. Just get a sugar mama.
Yeah, yeah. So New York Times had an article on hypnosis for health.
Yeah. Really great article on a lot of great breakthroughs and just I mean it's just really reinforcing everything that we've been talking about all along. You know, every one of these articles is just talking about how great hypnosis is for so many things, and yet people still think we're Go ahead.
The more stuff that's out there for hypnosis, the more the more positive light that people look at hypnosis in, and so all of us should be writing like press releases and sending it to our local newspapers. The power of sending something to a local newspaper, because the big nationals, they look to the local news to see what they're doing, and they're all syndicated. So like here we've got the Huddersfield Examiner, just a tiny newspaper. I did something a few years ago that they featured, which then got picked up by the national newspaper, which then went international. So just a small thing can have a massive impact. So, and it's once it's in print, you can use that as seen in, the New York Times or whatever it is. So,
absolutely,
all the news channels are screaming out for experts that they can quote. So yeah, get it out there.
Absolutely, and you know what? So I mean, if you're getting picked up like that, that's going to be good for hypnosis and good for you.
Yeah,
I mean, people
absolutely.
want to work with people. If you're like on a radio show or a TV show or something, you're going to get more clients, definitely.
Yeah.
Or featured in it. It's like that. And I think that article or one of the articles, it was just like a lot of the ones that we're talking about are just like a hypnotherapist wrote it up and sent it in. You can tell it was that's all it was. So you can do this, guys. You really can.
And it's not super deep breaking news in hypnosis. A lot of it still is newsworthy, even though it's like hypnosis is really great for helping people lose weight. Here's a case study, and it's like that's still newsworthy stuff. So make the most of it whilst we still can.
Yeah, because so like we cover these things every week, so we're hearing it every week, and we're like, oh, of course, right? But these are all new articles, though. They came out in the last week, I think. But our audience, our target audience, has not seen it. We got to keep hammering away.
Yeah. And guys, if you're watching this on the replay or if you're watching this live as well, please feel free to jump in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from as well. It's always interesting to kind of,
Absolutely.
So it's always interesting to know these people there, especially when we're chatting, because sometimes we forget these people there, and we can go off base sometimes.
We're having a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, a few things a little bit different this week. We've got the Going Live for Therapists. This is a live streaming group that I'm part of, which is I do quite a bit of live streaming stuff, and it's a way of kind of pushing that forward. I'm a big believer in how important live streaming is, especially for hypnotherapists. Putting something on YouTube is great, but it's a one-way channel of communication. Whereas live streaming is a great way of having that conversation. It's a great way of reaching out. It's great for your marketing. It's great for your social media reach. And it's great for learning to talk on camera, especially us stage guys know about thinking on the fly.
Right.
If you're a hypnotherapist, you might not. So it's good for getting those kind of stuff in for practicing as well. And so, feel free to join that group. There's no upsell at the moment.
At the moment.
There will be. There will be.
Gotta get paid for your time. I just want to give you a big shout out because you've really, and you were recognized for your efforts as Innovator of the Year last year at the Michigan Hypnosis Conference.
Yeah.
Because you are taking it to that next level, and people notice my background. They're like, wow, you've got and I'm still working on improving it every time, but people notice it, and it just makes you look so much more professional. It makes people stop the scroll too.
Yes,
they go, oh,
that's what it's all about, and it's amazing how many doors it opens. Not blowing my own trumpet, but from my live streams from the pandemic, it's changed the direction of my business to some extent.
Right.
And even to the point where I was on a live stream last week, and you always got to be careful what you say on a live stream. But as I was talking about a particular product, it turns out the rep from that product was on the live stream and chatting away, but just talking about the background and stuff. And I just thought it was just another hypnotherapist, and he was talking about his live background. And I'm like, oh, well, I've got this one as well. And then he asked me about a particular product. And the penny did not drop. And so luckily I said something positive about that particular product. And it turns out he's the rep for that product. So next time very soon, you'll see lots of those products in the background.
Right, exactly.
But that's it. There is lots of brands out there that want to be associated with people that are going out there live. 2023 is the year of the micro influencer. Gone are the days of people that run these big groups with 20, 30,000 members, but no engagement. Better to have a smaller group with good engagement than a massive group that there's no purpose or anything on it.
Well, that's true. Absolutely. Yeah. And so, just think about this at the very least, take a look at your background, and just think, would I want to work with this person? Like if I were going to hire somebody to work with a lot of times, we're seeing somebody in like a dirty t-shirt and just a white wall. And it doesn't reflect good on you. And also the thing that Brett and I've talked about before too, I was really into the virtual backgrounds for a while. I was like, oh, this is the way to do it. But then you actually start thinking, people are going to think, what's really going on back there? Is he in a basement somewhere? Is he?
It's inauthentic.
Inauthentic, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Both of our backgrounds are they're real fake backgrounds.
Right. Exactly.
Behind this is just a drywall wall in a unit. But it's more authentic. It's real. There's depth there.
Yeah.
I think people unconsciously pick up on that fake green screen background, and it does. Yeah. I would sooner see a messy background than the hollow deck from the Starship Enterprise or and especially life coaches where they've got this luxury Miami apartment, overlooking the beach. And it's like, dude, that's clearly not where you are. So why are you trying to be like that? So that is definitely the way, just make an area look nice for your live streaming. It's this is the cheapest and best way to promote your services to the world. And so why more people aren't doing it, I don't know. And why they're not doing it nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. Go follow the group. You'll get some tips on how to do it right.
You just have a car drive past really loudly?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, cool. I got
to set up the sound booth. Next step. Putting the foam up.
I thought I was being burgled then for a minute. So that's my pro. One more pro tip just on live streaming. I'm not going to go on for it forever because pay for the course. One thing that I see a lot of people do when they're going live, and this is a really great tip, is don't wait to start your live stream. Don't wait for more people to jump on. And a lot of guys do this, and I've done it in the past, have like a countdown timer and have some stuff going on before you go live. People are really time poor. So, when they join your live, they want to be into it and then gone, not, guys, hold on for a few more minutes. We're going to wait for some more people to jump on. That then tells me That then
Right.
tells me that I'm not important. So just start, and when the people join, the people will join. Respect people's time. So that is my pro tip.
Grant, that is the quickest way to get me to click off of your live stream. To say
Exactly.
to say we're just going to wait for a few more people to show up. What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm here.
Right.
Your live stream is a conversation between you and that one person on the other side of the
Exactly. Yeah.
screen, not
Yeah.
10,000 people, not hundreds of people. That one
Yep.
person. So yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Make the latecomers go watch the replay, or just
Exactly.
reiterate. And to
And
reiterate, I just want to.
almost very English there. It's good for your algorithm. If people miss the beginning, watch your live stream and then kind of go, "Oh, I want to see what the beginning was like." They're going back and watching it again. It's great for your algorithm.
Good thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
The live stream I had earlier was with two like proper experts, one in virtual summits and one in social media. So I was quite
Wow.
yeah, exactly. I was busy squirreling away, trying to look like an expert whilst presenting, whilst writing notes at the same time.
You've really done a good job of positioning yourself, even though it was inadvertent. You didn't know where it was going to lead, but I mean, now you're in a position where you're getting paid to really listen to other people and get better at this stuff. And I mean, this is where it is. And I'll bring it. What Justin Trans always says. I mean, he's not the one that started this, but dare to fail. You went out there, you started doing this thing. You had no idea it would end up.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Oh, I mean, for me, I mean, I love it. I joke about it, but to have a big software company push me as a live streamer, it makes you feel good about what you do. But to then have that, bring that back into the hypnosis field is just, it's good. It's good fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, it's about giving back to the community, Jim.
Indeed.
Yeah. Speaking about giving back to the community, Performing Hypnosis Summit. That will be here very soon. There's going to be some promo going out for that this week as well. When's the deadline for the speaker submissions?
I think we extended it to the 20th of February.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we have a couple of really couple more big names that really that are kind of dragging their heels and getting their stuff together. And hey, I'm not one to push. I can't say their name right now, but I'll wait patiently.
Yeah. And it's one of those, especially with this being a whole new concept, really.
Right.
People are hesitant to start with, but it's going to be great. Some of the names on board already. I'm really excited about this.
Totally. I mean, we got Tom Silver as a keynote speaker, one of the most famous hypnotists in this generation, really.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I was really pleased that Paul Ramsey, a good friend of ours, stage hypnotist, was really positive about it in the stage hypnosis meetup yesterday.
Yeah.
So really cool.
Paul's another one that is such a great ambassador for the stage hypnosis community. He's another one that is about kind of giving back, and all of us just trying to do better and do more. So yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And that's the great thing about this summit, we're going to have experts. I mean, people have been in this, really, they've been in the business for 30, 40, 50 years, some of them. And they're going to be sharing their tips because, like we mentioned in the meetup yesterday, if I have a bad show, that's not just a reflection on me. That's a reflection on all hypnosis shows. People don't differentiate. They don't go, well, that one guy, it was because, well, it was after work and there was nobody there and, we were drunk. No, they're going to say comedy hypnosis shows suck. Yeah. So what can we do, to elevate the craft?
Yeah. The amount of times I've been to a venue and I'm like, have you ever had a hypnotist on here? And they go, we tried it once. We had, the UK's best stage hypnotist and it just didn't work here. So if the UK's best doesn't work here, then,
Right. Yeah.
I've just had a new intro done, going off on a tangent.
Oh,
it's a great intro. I'll play it to you at some point. And it is like the world's greatest hypnotist. It's not available for tonight's show, but we have got third best stage hypnotist according to Speaker Magazine, which I thought was quite a nice little comedy play on that.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Speaking of comedy, funny story.
Funny story, but also there's a little bit of a life lesson in this funny story. So one of the skits that I had come up with years ago was I I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I made everybody into ninjas on stage, and then they would do some funky moves, and then they would hide in plain sight like a ninja does.
Yeah.
And it turned out pretty well. It was pretty fun. About the third show I did it, of course, beforehand I say, now you will not touch anyone. You know, don't touch anybody else. Just stay to yourself. You're a ninja. Get into your ninja pose. This little girl, about 5 feet tall, about 20 years old, as soon as I said 3, grabs this guy who was about 6 feet tall by the neck, takes him to the ground and pins him. And I'm going, freeze, 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 freeze. I had to pull her apart. And she's dazed, though. She's clearly hypnotized. And I'm like, okay, no touching, no touching. Then after the show, I was like, hey, what happened with that? She goes, oh, you know what? She goes, I'm an MMA fighter. As soon as you said go, it was like, it's go time. I got to take this guy down. And so that was in there so deep that the command not to do it hurts. It touched somebody. So I mean, be careful about the kind of instructions you give.
Yeah, I love suggestions where the moment when somebody says a suggestion, you're like, that's a good suggestion. And that whole ninja thing, it's straight away you're like, you're in the pose. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
But
it is. But
remember, variation
it is just hypnosis is just a suggestion. We're just giving suggestions. They still have free will. And so if this girl's been training 3, 4, 5 times a week for the last 2 years, that's in there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's her time to shine.
Yeah, exactly. She's on stage.
Yeah, she's on stage and someone's gone, someone got a special skill, like maybe a ninja. Do you know what I mean? Her brain is going, boom, this is us.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Speaking of pretty cool, and we have mentioned it a couple of times tonight, this afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever we are, is the best stage hypnosis training YouTube channel. This is Paul Ramsey's channel, where he's got a whole host of hypnotists as part of the mastermind group that he runs once a month. If you are a stage hypnotist, I do recommend you get in touch with Paul and get involved in this mastermind. It is a great group of people talking about stage hypnosis and again trying to make the industry better. So great guest this week, which was the one and only Jim Kellner.
Yes.
And your masterclass was on how to be funny.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I have great theories about it and great experiences in the past. You bet.
Yeah.
I'm just not thinking, why did I stop doing the ninja one? Maybe it's time to bring the ninja one back. I've got 2,500 kids at a show on Monday, so that would be kind of a fun one for them, I think.
Yeah. When you said it, I'm just trying to think of the variation of the ninja thing. But yeah, it's a great routine. Cool.
There were some other things with it too. Hey, speaking of guests, though, I want to let everybody know now, next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, something like probably 4 a.m. for my friend Grant here. He's going to be on the Hypnosis Hero Show. And he's going to talk about his theories about hypnosis, his hero's journey, and he's going to do some hypnosis for us.
Yeah, just checking my diary now. It is in there.
I'll send you a reminder.
Yeah, please do, because I actually said to my wife this afternoon, because tomorrow is obviously Friday, my time is our anniversary, and I've got an interview with Jim Kellner at such and such time. So yes, so I actually thought that was this Friday, but no, it's next Friday in my diary. Oh. It is in my diary.
I think it originally was, but then I'm flying, so yes. You're sort of forgiven for that. All right.
Yeah,
so you can actually celebrate your anniversary with your wife.
Yeah.
But it's 7:30 Pacific, so that's like some crazy. You wouldn't even be out, would you? Well, you might be doing other things to celebrate.
That's a really funny story about going live. Very quickly, I've not got my Apple Watch on, but I normally have my Apple Watch on. And a couple of friends of mine who are into fitness, they have their Apple Watches on, and it sounds weird, our rings are connected. So if that does sound a bit weird. Oh. And I remember I was on a live and I was talking about the Apple Watch and how it's good for fitness. And it was about 11 p.m. UK time. And then like Alan, a friend of mine, it's gone, ding, Alan has just completed a workout. So I'm like, oh, it's just said Alan's completed a workout, but this is like 11:30 at night. Like he's clearly not at the gym.
Oh, no.
Exactly. So I'm like, oh, dude. So I actually sent him a message the following day, like, listen, if you're having time with your wife or if you're having time, by yourself,
Right.
take your watch off. Your watch thinks you're doing a workout.
I gotta say bravo, because he must have been going at it to get the watch to register it. So good job, Alan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A slow round of applause for him for that. Awesome. We'll be back next week. We hopefully will have a guest next week. We were going to try and get a guest this week, but
yeah,
they couldn't make it. But yeah,
great.
Cool beans.
All right.
Final words.
Take care, everybody. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Live long and prosper.
Indeed.